General Yakubu Gowon, and the other heads of state of ECOWAS, the President of the ECOWAS Commission, honorable ministers, the official representative of the United Nations Secretary General, and the head of the United Nations Office for West Africa and Sahel, ambassadors and representatives of international organizations and diplomatic missions accredited to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, esteemed heads of ECOWAS institutions, ECOWAS commissioners, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure on behalf of the government and people of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to warmly welcome you to Abuja on the occasion of the 54th Ordinary Session of the Authority of Heads of State and Government of Economic Community of West African States. Let me again restate my sincere appreciation to you, Excellencies, for the confidence reposed in me to steer the ship of our sub-regional organization as chair of the authority. Excellencies, distinguished guests, the fact that we have gathered here today is a clear testimony of our continued collective resolve and commitment to the effective integration of the West African sub-region. We applaud the significant progress made by our community in the recent past, particularly in areas of political governance, peace and security, as well as economic and social fields. These achievements have positioned ECOWAS as an example of a regional economic community on our continent. In this regard, I would like to salute your individual efforts, not only for striving to promote peace, stability, and development in your respective countries, but also for your unwavering commitment to regional issues of interest and concern. I wish at this juncture to pay special tribute to His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo, the President of the Republic of Ghana, and His Excellency Alpha Conde, President of the Republic of Guinea, the ECOWAS facilitators in the resolution of the Togolese political crisis, for their tireless endeavors towards peaceful settlement. I am also glad for the significant progress made through our collective efforts towards the resolution of the political and institutional crisis in Guinea-Bissau. Within the framework of our regional solidarity, we have assisted the governments of Togo and Mali in tackling political security problems, while also addressing food challenges in parts of the sub-region. We have also extended electoral support and assistance to several countries and acted proactively to neutralize some potential conflicts through preventive diplomacy before they exploded. In this connection, we welcome the successful election held in Senegal, Mali in 2018. Excellencies, preservation. These lofty ideals are, however, not attainable without peace and security. That is why I have decided to make the issue of peace and security the major focus of my chairmanship. Excuse me. I am happy to inform this August Assembly that our efforts have started yielding dividends, as we have been able to douse tension and restore confidence in some potentially disruptive political situations, particularly in Guinea-Bissau, Togo, and Mali. And violent extremism have continued to threaten the peace and security in our sub-region. This threat calls for collective action on our part if we are to effectively and definitively eliminate it. As we work on new strategies to combat and irrigate this menace, we require the support of our partners to ensure the achievement of our objectives. Still on sub-regional peace, as we are all aware, Nigeria and Senegal will hold general elections in February 2019. On my part, I have already made a pledge to conduct free, fair, and credible elections. In the same vein, the Independent National Electoral Commission, security agencies, and other political stakeholders have expressed their unwavering commitment to the conduct of peaceful elections devoid of violence, rancor, and acrimony in higher interest of the nation. Your Excellencies, our determination to create a safe and stable sub-region must be predicated on a strong and capable organization. You will all agree with me that no institution can function effectively without adequate funding. This will require that all hands are on deck and all member states ensure the payment of the statutory community levy as and when due. By so doing, we will empower and enable the Commission to implement the integration agenda as we march toward their 2020 and actualize our vision of building an ECOWAS of peoples and not of states. Excellencies, in light of the continuing fragility of our economies linked closely to commodity prices, our nascent democracies, and the negative effects of climate change on our farming systems, the globalization of crime and terrorism, we are required on a daily basis to join forces to eliminate these factors that militate against a secure, conducive, and prosperous environment for the benefit of our people. These realities remind us of the need for even stronger intra-ECOWAS solidarity in order to address emerging challenges. This is indeed the very sense of our union. To that end, important decisions are taken in the course of our meetings with the goal of transforming positively on the lives of our citizens. During this 54th Ordinary Session, task before us is to appraise our community. In this regard, we are expected to take several decisions on a number of issues I have already mentioned. As is our custom, our session would consider these matters from the reports on today's agenda as follows. A, the 2018 Annual Report of ECOWAS. B, the report of the 81st Ordinary Session of the Council of Ministers. C, the report of the 41st Ordinary Session of the Mediation and Security Council. And D, the report on the political security situation in the region, and the report on the process for the establishment of the ECOWAS single currency. I wish to commend the Council of Ministers and ECOWAS Commission for the very useful documents which have been circulated. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I will conclude by remarks by wishing us fruitful deliberations. I hereby declare open the 54th Ordinary Session of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government. I thank you for your kind attention.
Heads of diplomatic missions and international organizations, the governors of the central banks of ECOWAS member states, the President of the Community Court of Justice, the Right Honorable Speaker of ECOWAS Parliament, heads of ECOWAS institutions, honorable commissioners, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great honor for me to take the floor to wish you and to welcome you on behalf of all ECOWAS institutions to Abuja, to the 54th Ordinary Session of the Authority of Heads of State and Government. Permit me to express my gratitude to His Excellency Mr. Muhammadu Buhari, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the current Chairman of the Authority of Heads of State and Government of ECOWAS, for his leadership in the region and for all the facilities offered by the Federal Republic of Nigeria for the holding of this meeting. I also thank the government and people of the implementation of community projects and programs in different areas. In the course of this session, during my presentation of the annual report on the community, I will have an opportunity to give you an overview of how the key political, social, economic, and human indicators in the region have evolved. Particular emphasis shall be placed on issues concerning our trade liberalization scheme, the free movement of goods and persons, which are the foundations of our common market. Updates will be given on the key activities the period by all the community institutions, excellencies, heads of state and government. ECOWAS continues to make progress thanks to your leadership throughout all these years, and to all those who have been actively involved in this project. In 2018, the economic growth of our region has increased, inflation has slowed down, and the public finance situation has remained stable despite the strong pressure on it due to security issues. Despite this undeniable progress, still facing serious challenges. We need to continue to consolidate our customs union and our common market to tackle extremism, terrorism, and to effectively fight against the efforts of climate change on our economies. Employment, and in particular, remains a priority for each of our member states. As has been done in the past, these challenges can only be overcome solidarity and cohesion, which has characterized our organization since its creation in 1975. Your Excellencies, heads of state and government, programs have consisted, amongst others, in continuing the work of consensus for his availability to provide support on all issues touching on integration in our region, and in particular on the Guinea-Bissau dossier. To President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, President of the Republic of Ghana, and Professor Alpha Condé, President of the Republic of Guinea, for their unrelenting effort in resolving the socio-economic challenges in Togo and Guinea-Bissau. Alpha Condé, who is the African Union Coordinator for Renewable Energy. I would like to conclude the speech by reaffirming again that we are committed to work with member states in order to better identify priority programs and better articulate our interventions, all for the well-being of our people. I would like to wish you an excellent summit, and I thank you once again for your kind attention.
Outstanding development. The past months have witnessed the successful conduct of elections, contributing to the progress the sub-region is making in the consolidation of democracy. More efforts need to be made to address contentious issues relating to conduct of elections in order to prevent and mitigate election-related violence, human rights abuses, and promote respect for the rule of law. In this regard, the UN welcomes the announcement of a new date by Bissau-Guinean authorities for the legislative elections and supports the continued efforts of ECOWAS for stabilization of la paix et la sécurité dans la sous-région.
Peace and security in the sub-region continues, and particularly by an increasing number of terrorist attacks with consequences, with a direct impact on the development and coexistence among the various communities. We must intensify our efforts to reverse the trend. Conflicts between farmers and herdsmen are some of the threats to peace and stability in the sub-region. The implementation of measures taken during the ECOWAS ministerial meeting of April 26 in Abuja on this issue will allow
a strategy for the Sahel units, the root causes of radicalization, and increased mobilization of resources for the Sahel. We must continue to work collaboratively on the implementation of the regional strategy for stabilization, recovery, development, and resilience of the Boko Haram affected areas of the Lake Chad Basin, which constitute a comprehensive and sustainable response to the challenges facing that region. Other significant challenges in the sub-region for which concerted efforts are required include security sector reform, maritime piracy, drug trafficking, and transnational organized crime. More concerted efforts are also needed to improve on the situation of women, girls, and youth. Ensuring a greater representation of women and youth in decision-making positions across the region would harness its full human resources potential. The UN Secretary General has reiterated the commitment of the UN to continue to promote inter-regional cooperation. UNOWAS and our counterpart organization UNOCA are mandated to support the interregional partnerships of ECOWAS and ECAS. When President Alassane Ouattara of Côte d'Ivoire chaired the UN Security Council on 5th December, it was yet another occasion for the UN to acknowledge and commend the strong partnership with ECOWAS.
Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, I wish you fruitful deliberations. I wish you, Excellencies, heads of state and government, and to all the people of West Africa, a happy 2019, a year of peace, a year of inclusive development, and of shared prosperity. I thank you.